everyone. I am S.Swetha, studying in class 7 Masters in Branch Arupuram. Today, I am going to perform a math seminar on the topic of data handling. Data handling. First, if we want to know what is data handling, we must understand the term data. Data is different types of information usually formatted in a particular manner. The particular manner may be bar graphs, double bar graphs, pie charts, pictograms, tables, or anything. What is meant by data handling? The collection, recording and presentation of data to obtain useful information from the data is called data handling. So if we want to handle the data, we must have the data. So sources of data are newspapers, magazines, televisions, and there are some other sources. What are the common forms of data? So common examples of forms of data are temperatures of different cities and towns, villages, temperature of different places, number of things sold in a shop, number of vegetables or fruits sold in a shop, etc. Mode of transport used by students of a class, bar graph of number of children or performance rate of children. Collection of data. Before collecting the data, we should know that what we need to do with the data. So if we are collecting a data, like say height of students, weight of students, number of girls in a school, number of teachers in a school, performance of students in a particular subject, female literacy rate of a village, number of girls below 10 years old in your village, we must know what we are going to do after we collect the data. Examples of data are like Case 1, mathematics marks of all students in class 7C or in any class. So like roll number 1 got 23 marks, roll number 2 got 28 marks. So like that we can have some examples. The data presented above does not give much information other than just the data. Suppose if we arrange the data in either ascending or descending order, we can get the information on who did the best and who needs special attention. So now we have arranged like roll number 1 got 30 marks, roll number 2 got 28, roll number 3 got 27, and so on. So the marks, if we can see, are getting low from highest to lowest. It's arranged in descending order, highest to lowest. So we can know that who has scored more marks, who can help the other students. So we have some information based on this. This is somewhat a better way for representing data as it gives some information. Representative value. The representative value gives one value which could represent the entire set of data. For example, the average marks scored by the students of class 7C, average temperature of a city. So the term average here is a very notable term as it gives one value for many observations. So like arithmetic mean or average, arithmetic mean is also called average. So arithmetic mean or average is the sum of observation by number of observation. When we do this process, it gives us one number which we can use to denote the whole range of data. Problem 1. The marks scored by 8 children in a class are 96, 95, 100, 86, 80, 62, 92 and 88. What is the average mark of the class? So now we have to find one mark to denote the performance of the whole class. So we do sum of observations which comes as 968, number of observations which is 8. So arithmetic mean is equal to sum of observations by number of observations. 698 by 8 which is equal to 86. So we can say the average is 86. Some people have performed more than 86, some people have performed below 86. So it's just a number to denote the performance of the whole class. It is not the mark of the whole class. So now there are very common doubts related to this subject. Is the mean or average value greater than each of the observations? No, it is not greater than observations. Is the mean or average value lesser than each of the observations? No. The mean or average value is not greater or lesser than observations, because it is a number to denote the marks, not to get higher or lower marks. So this is an activity we can try. First problem is find the mean of your sleeping hours in 1 week. So in 1 week we can record our sleeping times, add it, then divide it by 7, and we can find out how many hours we sleep just for an average amount. Problem 2, find the average number of hours you spend before TV in a week. We watch TV every day, so we can find out how many hours we're watching TV, like half an hour per day, something we can find, and we can total it. Representative value, mean or average. Range is the difference between the largest and the smallest observation in the data set, and this gives an idea spread of the observation. So range is basically a number which shows us how till how the scores are there. It's much like average. Example, height of students in a class. So we will understand this example by discussing a small problem. Problem 1. The heights of 10 girls from my class was measured in centimeters, and the results are as follows: 135 centimeter, 150, 139, 128, 151, 132, 146, 149, 143, 141. So now we can find the height of the tallest girl. What is the height of the tallest girl? The height of the tallest girl is 151. Now let's find the height of the shortest girl in class. It is 128. So here they have asked the question, what is the height of shortest girl in class? We write 128. What is the range of the data? So we can find the range of the data by subtracting. 151 minus 128 equals so the answer is 23. Now we have to find out the mean of the data and how many girls have heights more than the mean height. Is the representative value average alone sufficient for all practical purposes? No, average is not sufficient for all practical purposes because there may be different things in different ratios. The number of kilograms of different fruits sold in a week of a fruit shop, we can fill the table. So we can write name of fruit, number of kg. So we can write names of fruit like oranges, 30 kgs, strawberries, 12 kgs or something, and apples, a higher number of kgs. So which fruit should have stopped? Suppose we have apples as the highest number. So which fruit should the shopkeeper stock more to satisfy the customer needs? We can say apple. So if apple is the highest thing he stocked, let's say like 100 kgs per week, because many people buy apples, is very healthy. So we can say like 100 kgs per apple is bought, and the shopkeeper has to stock more apples so that he can attract more customers. Can we get this conclusion from the average value? Because the average value does not satisfy this condition. So for this we need some different kind of representative value, which is mode. We need some other quantity that is called the mode. The mode of a set of observation is the observation that occurs most often. In the table we just discussed, the mode was apple which occurred 100, which was selling at a high rate, or we can call it as mode. Like 100 kgs is very high in the rest of the table. So what is the mode of the table we discussed, which is apple? Problem: heights in centimeter. Heights in centimeter of 25 children are given below. What is the mode of their heights? What do we understand by mode here? So in this observation, the mode is 163 centimeter, which means that in 25 students, many students' height is 163 centimeters. From this we understand that there are more number of students with the height. So 163, there are 9 students, and the rest there are reasonably okay students, and 161 is the rarest with 2 students. Can mode be used as representative value always? No, mode can always be used as a representative value. Yes, it is pretty useful, but if we can't use mean, we can use mode. Example, let's see example how we can't always use mode. It is your birthday and your mother has arranged a party for 20 of your friends. Consider each of your friends and take the following number of parathas. These are the number of parathas each of my 20 friends eat. Suppose if she has to decide the number of parathas to be made ready, which should be the representative value she should use, average or mode. The mode is 2 and the average is 2.5. Based on mode, the number of parathas is 40. Based on average, the number of parathas is 50. So she can use average because many people eat. So if she makes 40 according to the mode, some people eat 4, some people eat 1, it may fall short or it may be too much. So she can use average, which is 50. If it falls short, she can give more. It won't fall short. If it's more, then we can reuse it later. Representative value, median. Now we are discussing about the whole new representative value, which is median. Arithmetic mean is an appropriate measure of central tendency, whereas in some other situation, median mode is appropriate measure of central tendency. Are these two quantities sufficient? No, they are not sufficient. For example, your teacher wants to make the seating plan of your classroom for regular use. For examples, they do by roll number wise. For regular use, it's better if they do by height order wise. So one teacher had the idea to do by height order wise. She wants to separate these girls in her class into 2 groups, tall girls and short girls. So, for example, the 21 girls in my class height is as follows. So we have to split the girls into equal groups. If we are going to split the girls into equal groups, we have to split them into exact equal groups. One group consisting with short girls and one group consisting with tall girls. So we can't use mean or mode because the mean value is 113 and the mode value is 115. the two groups will not have equal number of students. So using mean value of height 130, the groups will have 9 and 12 members. Using mode, the groups will have 115 and 115 is a mode, so it will have either 16 and 5 in either groups. Hence, both the representative values cannot be used in this case. Suppose we want to arrange the heights in ascending or descending order and try to find a middle value. So we are going to arrange it in ascending or descending order. We find a middlemost observation. So let's take a small example here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is all in a particular order. So if I want to separate the short lines and tall lines, I will find a middlemost observation, separate them, and there will be two equal groups. So likewise, the teacher wants to plan. Median gives the middlemost observation where the data is arranged in ascending or descending order. So if we have to find the median, we have to arrange in ascending or descending order, or the median is going to be wrong. Problem 1. Find the mode and median of the data 13, 16, 12, 14, 19, 12, 14, 13 and 14. The mode of this data is, as we can see, it's 14 because 14 is very common, occurring 1, 2 and 3 times. To find the median, first we have to arrange in the ascending order. Ascending or descending, here I have arranged in ascending order. Here, if we, in easy ways, we can do the cutting method. We can cut one from here, one from there, one from here, one from there, one from here, one from there, one from here, and one from there. So 14 is found as the middlemost observation of the median. In this problem, the median and mode are same. Problem number 2. The scores in mathematics test out of 25 of 15 students is as follows. 19, 17 and all the scores. Find the median and mode, check if both are the same. First, if we have to find the median, we find we can keep the data in ascending order, and it will also be easy to find the mode because we can find the number which is repeated most. So we found that the median is 19 and mode is 20. How to draw bar graphs? Now we have discussed so many things. Let's talk about bar graphs. Bar graphs is one of the very important parts of data. It's a very easy way to represent the data. The following data gives total marks out of 600 obtained by 6 children of a particular class. Represent the data on a bar graph. So students A, B, C, D, E and F have scored the following marks in a test. So we represent it in a bar graph. Now we know who has performed the most, which is student F, and who has performed the least, which is student C. So this is a very effective way to represent the data. How to draw bar graphs? Now we are going to learn how to draw double bar graphs. This is a double bar graph. Let's find a case for this. The performance of a student in first term and second term is given. Draw a double bar graph choosing appropriate scale and answer the following. In which subject has the child improved the performance the most? In which subject is the improvement least? Has the performance gone down in any subject? So half yearly and annual exam scores are given of a student. English, Hindi, Math, Science and Social Science. So in the double bar graph, we can see that the child's performance has gone up in Math. a little bit. And least improvement I think is in social science. And the performance has gone down in Hindi. So this is also an effective way to evaluate scores of students in